Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 6 of the 2023 Phantom Racing League season. Tonight we will be racing at the Monster Mile at Dover International Speedway, the 1 mile concrete canyon, for our 6th stop on the schedule. We got ourselves an exciting show tonight. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, but I'm not going to be doing it alone. We got a special guest in the broadcast booth with me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Shady Acres is here with me tonight. Shady, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks for having me, Timmy, man. It's awesome to be here. I couldn't wait to get up into this booth, man. Watching you all season long, man. You have done such an awesome job. I come into my home track in Dover, brother. I had to ask to come up here and jump up in here with you, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we've both been anticipating this happening for a little while now, so it's a good thing we finally got it going. So and should have ourselves an interesting race. And like you said, Dover's your home track, so what's there to look forward to heading into this race?
Oh man, it's Dover. It is the Monster Mile, brother, and Miles is gonna eat. And not just at Dover, but I mean, to me, I mean, a very special, a new face. Well, not a new face, but a new face to Phantom is joining these heavy hitters that you got here at Phantom, and that's one of the fan favorites. That's really gonna throw some excitement, even more excitement. I mean, you guys have been putting on some dynamite races, but it's your bro Chase is joining Phantom tonight,
That's right.
and it's going to be. I'm expecting a heavyweight type of title fight. Um, that these guys, I mean, the names that you have in here, man. You've got Flash, you've got Elvin Priest, you've got Loaderman, you've got Black Cross, and I mean now you're adding Bro Chase, with freaking 9 millimeter, and I mean freaking Shovelhead. I mean the list goes on and on with all these names that you have in Phantom, and Bro Chase coming in and Dover, very tough track. It's perfect for these guys because these guys are so experienced. All of these guys are seasoned vets. These guys know how to run this track and know how to run this track racing side by side. Because coming off of these corners, man, is very tricky. Coming up off of these corners, up off that little hill, where that thing can break loose on you, especially off of turn two, but can really break loose off of you, especially if you got somebody next to you. But these guys, they're seasoned vets, so I am actually anticipating what you have been having all season with Phantom, and that is some, I mean, knockdown, drag out, heavyweight title type fight racing, brother. It's going to be insane.
Man, it's your bro Chase really stirred the pot the moment he got added to the Phantom chat. I'll tell you, cause the moment that he got added to the league, everyone's jaw hit the floor. Like, oh, this is what we're dealing with now. We got an extra cat to worry about with Chase. Always, of course, very fast. And we also got a couple of headlines, and one of them not pertaining to this race tonight, but it's something that a lot of people on the NASCAR Heat community have been talking about. The release of the 2022 update that just came out tonight, and it's really got a lot of people excited, a lot of people raising their eyebrows, a lot of people concerned, confused, having issues, or just all over the board. I've heard all sorts of things now. I don't have the update, so I can't really show you guys it tonight, so I didn't spend the $10 to Motorsport Games. No, I ain't doing that. At least not yet. But listen, listen. I'd rather wipe my ass with $10 than give them to it. So
Well, I mean, at this point, you might as well. I mean, I did get it. I got on literally in the last minute. I got off at 5 o'clock, and I've been pondering it. And as soon as I got home, I said, you know what? I got to see what it's all about because Cup, Xfinity, and Truck, and the traditional Heat Five. So it's a straight 5 gear slider setup. Now, from what I've also been hearing, I haven't got confirmation or got word, and I'll talk about this more next week. But some guys are saying that you take your 2020 custom setup and you can save it or put it in somehow, and then you can load in a 2022 update, the next gen, and it'll be in the slider setting. I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy of a guy, but I'll look into that. But yeah, it's very basic. It's a base update, I guess, for them to add DSLs later with more paint schemes and I guess probably another update where they'll add custom setups. Who knows? But yeah, it's a base right now. It does have people excited. It can add probably maybe throw a new league or two out there with some guys wanting to run these. So it is definitely added some excitement, and it definitely has I mean, you know how it's been, Timmy. I mean, over the past couple years, and like you said, man, with motorsports games, we're supposed to get these updates. Months ago, a new game was supposed to come out, all this and that, and constantly being let down.
Hmm.
This time after next, hand over fist. Um, so, who knows what's going to happen with it. But it is just a base right now. But it's brought some excitement, and guys who've gotten stale, I guess you could say, kind of gotten bored. It's maybe brought some of those guys back to kind of experiment with it and bring bring some excitement back into it.
I agree. And I was gonna say, with the way the current climate is with NASCAR gaming as a whole, and it's not just NASCAR, but even IndyCar is waiting for a new game coming up, but that's a completely different topic. For a lot of these guys, or even people that don't even run, maybe people that are probably more casual players, maybe in either they're casual, they don't have a PC to get into like iRacing or NR 2003. Like this is all they have, and honestly, just having an update, like new cars, new roster, like for some of them, like this is all, like this game's all we got. Just give us something, and today they got that something. So that
Yep.
alone is enough to bring them back in. So, and qualifying has just wrapped up. I was able to get Flash's stream up on my other monitor here, and no surprise to anyone, it's your bro Chase is on the pole for tonight.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise! A 22.532 was his lap time. Outside of him, Elvin Priest in that 51 car, not far off, only a tenth off. He's on the outside in second place. Uh, Second row, Showtime Flash 9. I'll be watching him. He's in third. Starting in the fourth spot is Parley, the number 42, one of our other most recent entries in the league. He ran his debut last week, was very impressive. He's starting in fourth. Loaderman, the number 53 car, in fifth. Sixth is Black Cross in the 24. And on row 4, you got 19mm for you, and that number 12 Penske Ford. And alongside him on his outside, MFF Hamlin Nation in that number 18 M&M's Toyota. And in ninth, MFF Kari in the Penske number 2 Ford Mustang. Outside him, Motorsports Fan in another Ford in the Go Fast Racing number 32. And in P11 is MFF Nomad in the number 8 car. And then MFF Eddo in the number 1 Chevrolet in 12th. And I think that can't be it, is it? I think that's only 12. We're missing some names. I don't see MJ Bross in there. He is not in there. Neither is Shovelhead. Our top two finishers last week, not in the
Wow.
entry list so far. I mean, Shovelhead, not sure if he's going to make it. I saw Mike. He's been kind of on and off. I think he might be dealing with some issues, so unsure whether or not he's even going to make the race.
Oh
So
man,
that
I know
is,
he's excited too because I talked to him the other night. I definitely sent a message last week after his win at Road America last week here on Thursday night at Phantom, and I talked to him a couple times throughout the week and the other day, and he was really excited about this race. With Bro Chase coming back, and one thing I don't know if this might be an issue or it's something he might be dealing with, but with this update, Timmy, that when I did it and when I tried to come out of 2022 to go back into the 2020, it kept freezing. I mean, it would freeze and freeze and freeze no matter what I did. I reset it, repowered it, took the disk out, blah blah blah, everything, and I ended up having to go into the system and deleting the system saved software or something like that. Like I said, I'm not the most tech savvy. I wish I was, and I have a better explanation on it. But I deleted the system out of the system and deleted it, all the memory, I guess, the storage, and then rebooted it, and I was able to get back into the 2022 that way.
yeah.
So I know some guys have been having issues after that download with the thing freezing. I don't know if that's an issue with Shovelhead or Mike or not, and I hope it's not. And I hope that they're able to get in here before the green flag drops, man. That'd be a huge, because I really wanted to see Mike Bross battle it out with Pro Chase. I haven't seen them do it since last year at Valor, and I wanted to see him so bad tonight, brother. I wanted to see it.
Definitely looking forward to that. I'm gonna check in with our in-race reporters, see if these guys are ready to go. I still don't see Mike in the lobby, so we'll see whether or not they're maybe waiting on them or they're just waiting for me to shut the hell up. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're about to get started here in a minute. I got the invite ready. Shady, did you get one? Alright, I'm gonna give these guys the go. Alrighty, I just gave Ed the one to go signal here. I'm looking at Flash's screen. The countdown is at 28 seconds. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, Mike's not making it. He's hmm. Oh, they paused it again. Oh, they're doing roll call right now.
Oh, you got 5 seconds, Jimmy.
Alright, 5 seconds. Apparently. Yeah. 6, 5, 4. Alright, we're ready to go. As the in-game menu music blasts my ears off as I accept the invite.
All
And we are ready to go. Monster Mile. He's been on that diet, but he's cut the diet as of lately. Now he's hungry for some sheet metal and some tires, bolts. He's hungry. This is his Thanksgiving. Be a whole buffet of cars for him. as our driver's going to be 200 laps fighting him off. Let's see who comes out on top. So I did this with Favre 2 weeks ago. He was on PS5. He had loaded in like long after I did. Alright, here we go. It's your bro Chase in his first start in the Phantom Racing League from the pole. Elvin Priest in that 51 car in his inside, and we are green, green, green here at Dover. Elvin with a great start on the outside. He's actually going to leapfrog ahead of the 78. Flash following suit on the bottom as everyone's trying to get themselves sorted out. I know,
what
fantastic
jump by Elvin.
That is a great jump. He's been practicing this track a lot. This is one of his best tracks, so he's definitely going to be one to watch here. He's starting to gap that 78 car now. You see a little further back, 19mm side by side with the 24 of Black Cross. Then you got Kari Hamlin Nation way up towards the banking, all the way up towards the outside wall as he gathers it back up. We're going to be seeing a lot of those guys fighting that. It's an art form to get that car hunkered down to that bottom line. Some guys are going to be overshooting it. Some guys might be hitting that apron, going up that way. It takes a lot to get these cars to roll through the center. Yeah, it is still Elvin out in front, ahead of Flash, ahead of Chase, who has slipped back into third place. Loaderman in that number 53 Chevrolet in fourth, and Parley in that unsponsored number 42. He's looking for some funding to get through the rest of the season. And a good result for him would help with that. He's running in the top 5 right now. Black Cross in that 24 Chevrolet right behind him. And he got, well, it looked like 19mm might have gotten the wall off of 4. He's starting to lose a couple of spots to the 18, the 32 of Motorsports. He's trying to tuck himself back in line right in front of the 8 of Nomad. And then you got the number 1 car of Ed, though, bringing up the rear.
I tell you what, Timmy, these guys are gotten off to a great start, man, and they're getting into the single file, starting to settle in a little bit here, man. And I gotta ask, I gotta ask you first, Timmy. This is your booth, this is your home, brother. Who you picking tonight?
Oh man, there's a lot of choices here, and that's the great thing about the Phantom Racing League. I'm spoiled for choice. A lot of these guys are really, really fast. See, if Mike was in this race, I probably would have picked him, and Chase still sliding.
That would have been my pick. That would have been my pick.
Unfortunately, I was unable to make this race. Came into this race as the points leader, too. So he's going to end up losing that. That is a major, major blow. I mean, I'm a little bit biased since I hang around Elvin a lot, and I've been practicing with him, but he has got a rhythm for this place. Like,
yeah,
he's been putting
when
in
I
the
talked to him, when I talked to him the other night, and Elvin, he said that he has been putting in, I mean, hours and hours and laps here. He said that he has got a really, really good car in that 51 Chevy Camaro tonight, and he was really jacked up that he could get a win. And here he is. I mean, so far he's led every lap. He's got that 38 starting to bear down on him in Showtime Flash. But you know, like I said, I thought some of these guys, Flash, Shovelhead, who's not here tonight, 19mm. I follow those guys, in FRR on Sunday nights. So I love watching them here in Phantom. So I was, oh boy, I was gonna go with Mike Bross, and I always choose a dark horse, and I was gonna go with Elvin as my dark horse. That's what I was gonna go with.
All right, now the gap separating between the 51 and the 38, 10 laps in, is it's 2/10 now. He's closed in that time, and it's looking at it now, it's probably down to 1/10 as he closes it in on there into turn number 3 and off through 4, staying right in his tire tracks. He is right in that 51's hip pocket. And then you talk about dark horses. I'm going for a guy that had just joined the league about a week ago. The 42 car of Parley just arrived on the scene, was mixing it up in the front last week, came up short of a top 5, but here he is, got around the got around the 78 of Chase, who has slid back in the running order. That 42 car up into 4th place right now, right behind the 53 of Loaderman.
And
as we see those two cars also closing in on the leaders.
And yeah, I'm messaging Mike now, and that's exactly the issue that he had tonight with that freezing up issue. I'm gonna get him back on for next week, get him back in the race. I'm gonna have to talk to Elvin and see about maybe being a 2-time back-to-back guest, because I got to see Mike back out on this track. Dadgummit.
You know, he's been making the race a lot, so definitely got a good chance there, and we definitely love to have you back in here again. But yeah, we talk about this track. It's one groove, very difficult to pass, so if you're Showtime Flash in this number 38 car, you are right on that 51's bumper. You're gonna have a hard time looks like he might have an opportunity here. There it is. I was just bringing it up. The pearly gates have opened for the 38 car of Flash, and off of turn 4 is going to clear the 51 and take over the race lead.
At 51, Elvin, he didn't give him much of a challenge. It's still early in the race, and we're still on stage 1. He saw that 38 really coming on to him. Didn't get much of a challenge. I am starting to see, and I'm anxious to see, as I see Loaderman get high up in turn 3 and 4, that there is a second groove here. There is that middle groove that they can get working, and you can kind of use it and kind of diamond these corners, and you can really use it, diamond the corners, move up the middle lane a little bit, and it can really kind of catapult you down that back stretch and front stretch and really get some good momentum. So I'm anxious to see if these guys will get that working as this race goes on.
While that was going on, there was also a battle for 3rd between the 42 of Parley and the 53 of Loaderman. Parley peeked the nose on the inside, was able to get around Loaderman, but that also brought the 24 of Black Cross with him, and that's where you see the 53 car back in the 5th position right now.
Black Cross, I'm anxious to see how he does as well, as long as Parley in this 42. Anxious to see a lot of these guys. Loaderman also, man. Loaderman's always been a favorite of mine. I've always kind of followed him. I'm so glad to see him in this league, man. I've known him for a while. Old friend of mine. One of the first guys I actually met when I got out of the game a couple of years ago. So when I saw him in this league Phantom, I mean, with so many other guys, but when I saw Loaderman, I'm like, daggone. Loaderman in Phantom. Oh, man, this is must-see TV. So I'm always going to see Loaderman. I always kind of pull for him as well in that 53.
A battle for 3rd between Black Cross and Parley, as Black Cross makes the pass there off of 4, put him up to 3rd. Now meanwhile, the top 2 cars about the same, Flash and Elvin. We're starting to get close to the fuel window here. Looking at Flash's onboard, he's got about 5 laps left in the tank. So about a few laps we're going to be seeing these guys coming in various times throughout the run, and as Cross gets into the wall off of 4, that's going to bring Parley and Loaderman right with him. Parley overshoots the turn into 1. A little bit of contact between the 2 Chevys as Loaderman watches on from behind, and that's also bringing in the 78 of Itzebro Chase, who had a bit of a rough start, as he's starting to rally back in while these two are fighting it out.
Itzebro Chase, man, he is a champion in every sort. He won that Valor Championship last summer, Timmy, and I had the pleasure of being in the booth all summer long in Valor with a good buddy of mine, Sloppy Joe, and we broadcasted that. And watching Itzebro Chase, as you see him climb up here, right behind this group for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Ooh, the 24 got into the wall. Itzebro Chase, I'm not surprised to see how he's going to get stronger. As you see him now, getting under 53 a Loaderman. He sets up his cars for the long run, man. He gets better and better as the race goes on. As you see now, he's already moved back up the 4th.
38 pitting a lap early from the 51. He's going to surrender the race lead here as he serves his pit stop for the first stage. Elvin now back out in front. And that's going to be the snowball effect for the rest of these cars to come in and pit.
Black Cross also coming down, 19mm coming down. You got a bunch of guys coming down. Motorsports in the 32, and Nomad in the 8 also coming down pit road.
Bit of a close call between the 2 and the 18. 18 was able to slow it down right in time to avoid hitting the Auto Trader Ford. The 1 of Ed is still out on the racetrack.
And that's another thing with this track that is so very unique also, Timmy, is getting on the pit road. Very, very tricky coming off of turn. Yeah, it's very, very tricky. So, I mean, at a track like this, I mean, you could have the lead, but one simple mistake in getting a pit road penalty can really cost you. So that can sneak up on any of these guys at any given moment in these pit stops.
I have so many speeding penalties at this track, they might as well take my license away. Tough news. The 30-second pit stop looks like the speeding police got after him as well.
There it is.
Like we were just talking about, this place will bite anybody, and you'll see him come out right behind. Now the 78 of Chase, he was able to stretch his window a little while longer. He's coming in now, so that'll cycle the 51 of Elvin out in front, and I believe Parley's in the second spot ahead of Loaderman in the 53, and then Black Cross, and then MFF Kari moving up through the running order in that number 2 car. 18 getting to the wall there off of turn 2.
Now, Timmy, kind of educate me on one thing with these boys here at Phantom. What is the fuel rule? Is there a fuel save with these guys here at Phantom? What's the fuel rule? You get what you get to the tank, or what exactly is the rule?
I'm not exactly sure. Because
the reason why I ask is,
but I know exactly what
Dover,
you mean. Yeah.
Right, because here at Dover, when we get into that third stage, fuel mileage. Granted that we've gone caution-free so far. If it goes caution-free, especially in that third stage, fuel mileage is going to play a big issue.
Ooh, a little bit of a scatter on the backstretch. You see the 78 coming out, the 1 car of Ed got it up into the wall. Everyone else trying to take evasive action, trying to avoid him. And everything is getting orderly here, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look back on it, but
okay.
I remember because I was in. This was before you were there, but I was in FRR back in like the Heat 4 days, and there was always guys that were always like off the pace, stretching their fuel window out, literally just winning the race without even making a pit stop.
Yeah. And there's some masters at it. There really are.
Mm-hmm.
There really are.
But speaking of masters, Elvin, that 51 car, putting on a master class on the field so far. You look behind him there at those dots. He is so far ahead of everybody else in this field right now.
Yep. And that penalty that Flash got in that 38, if you're going to get a penalty, now is where you would want to get it in that first stage, because he'll have plenty of time to catch that all back up. And knowing Flash, he certainly will. He's one of the best here at Dover, man. He knows how to get around this track really, really well and really, really fast. So you'll see him back before it's all said and done. That was a little bump in the road being in stage 1. If it was stage 3, yeah, I would say he's got some trouble on his hands. But being stage 1, not a problem.
He's got a tall order ahead of him to fight his way back through the field, but he's got a really fast race car. And he's a really fast driver, so we'll be keeping an eye on him to see how he recovers from this early mishap. But we got about 3 laps to go in this first stage this time by. Right now, Elvin can just kind of coast it, save his stuff for the second stage and towards the final stage. Ooh, we got a battle between the 78 and the 24. The 24 surrenders the spot to Chase.
Yeah, that 78 Chase, he's got those fresher tires. Remember, he stayed out longer than these guys, so he's trying to make up ground. I think he maybe has stayed out a little bit too long with only a few laps left here in the stage, but he's not sweating it, man. Trust me, he is not sweating it. He'll be kind of like Flash, man. He kind of just rides in stage 1, stage 2, and come stage 3, it's really gonna be go time, brother.
A little bit of pressure from the 42. He's got Loaderman all up in his mirror. As we got about one more lap in the stage. Chase closing in, but just not enough time. Loaderman peeking to the outside, so you can build up one last run to get that extra stage point. Chase peeking to the inside, not sure. No, he wasn't able to get him there. As Elvin Priest, that number 51, flexing his muscle very early on. No pressure from Flash, who got that penalty under the pit stop and got out of it with a massive, massive lead to win stage number 1.
Yep. And Elvin, that's exactly what he's needed, man. Get that stage win, get some momentum, man. Like I said, man, he loves this 51 car tonight here at Dover. Put in a lot of practice time. He felt really, really good that he can come away with a win. So being able to get that little victory, getting that stage win, man. I mean, those little victories add up to the bigger ones, because that only kind of builds your momentum. It builds your confidence, especially with these heavy hitters that are right behind them. And Flash, Eto, Parlay, Bro Chase, these guys are all going to be right behind them as we're going to go into stage 2 and stack everybody back up. And that 38 and that 78, they'll be coming, boy.
As we get them lined back up here for the start of stage number 2. Your stage winner, Elvin Priest, the control car. Parley in that 42 on his outside. Then Loaderman, Chase, Black Cross, Kari, Hamlin Nation 19mm. The green flag waves as they all set sail into turns 1 and 2.
Elvin gets such a jump on these restarts. He fires out of there like a cannon.
Yeah, that thing is firing off really, really well. And once again, the 78 having the opposite here as he's stranded on the outside. Everyone else picking him off. The 2, the 18, even the 12 of 19mm. That advanced auto parts Ford looking to get around on the inside. Unable to do it this time.
Riding with Showtime Flash as he's now underneath of the 32, and the 78 almost made it 3 wide. The 32
almost.
definitely thought better of it. Chase got into the wall there just a little bit, gave it a little kiss for good luck. Of course, it doesn't give me any good luck anytime I try that move.
That 38. And there's a lot of points up for grabs here, because our points leader not in the race tonight. Our second place driver in points is Showtime Flash. Didn't score any points in that first stage. Bad Fast not in the league anymore. He came into here 4th. There is a lot of points up for grab for everybody here.
And especially when the points leader, Mike RPM, was not able to make it. I guess he had those issues, electrical issues.
Chase got into the wall right in front of Flash. As he swings to the outside, the 38's going to drive right by him.
78 pulls right up on his bumper. But like I was saying, yeah, with Mike RPM out, your points leader, and like you said, man, it's really going to open up the door for some of these guys to close the gap and, to make some points up here, especially with Bad Fast no longer being a part of Phantom, which is sad, really, really sad to see, man. He was awesome in this league, man. Love watching him every single week here at Phantom. But, we're bad luck for some can mean good luck for others. So these guys have an opportunity. So I see these guys really racing hard to see if they can make up some ground.
As we got a little bit further back, the 2 Penske cars side by side for a position here. I think that's for 6th place. The 42 of Parley also slid back on that restart on the outside. He's back into 5th, but got some guys take advantage of that, biggest among which the 18 car of MFF Hamlin Nation. Didn't really see a whole lot of him in that first stage. He's getting a bit of pressure from Parley now. The cars in front of him are side by side, but that 18 car Hamlin Nation on the move in the second stage. He's looking to get another one as Loaderman gets into the wall. Him and the 18 might have made contact. But yeah, 18, another spot. That M&M Minis car up to third.
It's having a great run so far, and that 53 a Loaderman looks like a car is definitely has been falling off, has got some laps under it. He's got really fires off really good on a short run, but as the run starts to wear on, that 53 starts to fade on back a little bit, opening a door for guys like this 18 and Hamlin Nation who has moved on up. And look, don't look now, here comes that 42.
Little peek to the inside, opening that door. 18 not having much of it. 19mm, I was going to talk about him next. He was moving up as well. He gets into the outside wall off of 4. As the 78 of Chase gets right by him. Flashing at 38 also back on the charge. As the battle for third continues on.
After the 42 of Parlay, now underneath the Hamlin Nation, the 18. Going to take third position away.
He's got the nose there this time. Oh, so close to clearing him. The 18 was still there right in his hip pocket. But the 42 with the preferred line edges out ahead.
And don't look now, but Flash in the 38 is 5th, and Bro Chase in the 78 is 6th. And they are moving up. I think we might have some fireworks if we get that 38, the 78, and that 51 together, Timmy.
Well, that would be a very exciting to see, and they're definitely working on it. You see the 38 not stopping, peeking it off the exit. Oh, the 24's in the wall.
He hit the glitch.
He hit the glitch. And he finds himself sideways towards the end of the front straightaway, up against the outside wall. He's having to gather it back up. Man, and I was going to talk about him next. He was running in second place. Had himself a really good run.
And I had just got onto him. I was just about to make a mention of that 24 car starting to close the gap on that leader of Elvin, it looked like. And as soon as I put my camera on him, he hit that glitch and around he went. But, you know, we are in stage 2, so he does have plenty of time to catch back up. So, you know, it unfortunately it did happen, but Black Cross, man, he's one of these veterans, man. He you know, calmed himself down, kind of reset, regroup. He'll be all right.
That was a really close call for the car that was right behind him. And that was Parley in the 42. As I look on board of Flash, the 24, of course, hits that glitch, loops it around. And the 42 was all the way down on the apron, almost looped it around himself, but was able to not only recover the car, but maintain the position as well.
We got a big battle back here, Timmy. Look at this as Loaderman now looking
very close.
The 18.
And the 19's there in that 12 car. Loaderman swinging high here, up in that middle groove. He's got 19mm in that 12 car. Right behind him, the 78 of Chase. As the car's starting to come to him.
I'm stepping back here on following this 12 car. 19mm is right behind Loaderman and the 18. Loaderman in the 53, not able to get the speed off of the corner to clear that 18. Now he tucks in behind Hamlin Nation, and that 18 kind of tucks behind him. They don't want to let those guys get away, as the 38 of Showtime now is pulled right up on the 42 of Parlay. I mean, look at this.
There he is.
And he's gotten around Parlay.
Not a sweat broke there. 38. Continuing to march forward now. Pretty soon here we'll be seeing these guys reach their pit stops here. And the second stage, much longer than stage 1. Stage 1 was about, damn, I don't know, like 30-something laps. This one's about 78. So this second stage much longer, so we might see these guys pit more than once here. If my calculations are correct, but I'm not good at math, so we'll just find out.
Oh, I hope you're not asking me to be good at it. I always have a cheat sheet in the help of a couple different streams and a real good partner that I have at FRR, B Nizzy, who's much better at numbers than I am. So it's not my forte.
I'll tell you one thing: Flash has probably got a calculator beside him right now. With the way he is with strategy, he's been really good with it this year. It's got him 2 wins. And I remember talking to him during post-race during one of those wins, and he was talking about doing the math in his head, and I'm like, dang, I never had to do math in any of the league races I ran, which is, well, granted, this is probably why I didn't win as many races.
That's what makes these guys so good sometimes, man. I mean, that's what makes them champions. That's what makes them win so many races, man. They have so much experience, and they're just so good to where they can do that math in their head. They can look at their laps, they can look how many laps left, what they're burning, and they've got it down to a science. As we see here, we got a battle here. There's guys making a pit stop.
Yeah, 42.18, the leader, Elvin Priest on pit road. I was going to say that 53 at Loaderman might have tagged the wall off of 2, and that's what allowed the 78 of It's Your Bro Chase to peek his nose to the inside and make that pass. 38 of Flash.
Loaderman up into the wall again.
Flash takes over the 19mm in Motorsports Fan, and the 32 is in. 19's in the grass, trying really hard to slow it down. The speed limit here, 35, really slow. These guys gotta slow it down, and the 12 car had a bit of a rough time. Might have, I caught the end of it. He either locked up the brakes or might have had help there. I'm not entirely sure.
Yep. And we talked about that earlier, Timmy, man. Getting on this pit road is very tricky. It can be a doozy, that's for sure, brother.
The 38 is now in. The 78 of Chase is doing the same thing we saw him do in that first stage. Waiting a little bit longer to pit, as he's going to see the 51 of Elvin come right out right in front of him.
And It's Your Bro Chase. He has these tracks down to a science as well, man. He's that champion, like I said, man, and he's run here so many times. And I wonder if there is any rust. As he got up near the wall there off of turn 2, maybe a little bit of rust showing there. But here he comes now in the pits. I mean, he come down pit road now.
Yep. And we gotta whoa that thing way down to 35 as he makes his service. Field a little bit more strung out here, so the unfortunate thing of losing Bad Fast, that I no longer have his set of eyes, because he was also streaming the races, and our other guy, MFF Ed, though, he's in this race, but I don't see him streaming right now, so all I have is the 38 of Flash, but I can't see the running order since he's looking at his tire wear at the moment. So I'm going to have to make some educated guesses on where everyone is running at the moment.
Yeah, he tends to do that. It just frustrates the devil out of me, that's all. Yeah, I was trying to look on a couple other streams and not able to find any else. But yeah, Bad Fast, I would always flip back and forth watching your broadcast every Thursday night, and I would do the same. I always flip over to Bad Fast to see, what the laps were like and stuff like that, and kind of flip back and forth. So definitely lost that little incentive, that little, what's the word I'm looking for? That little, come on, help me out here. What's the word?
I guess another guy that stretched his fuel window a little bit longer is the number 1 car of Ed. A little bit further back in the running order, not quite have the pace that our front runners have. Seems like he's trying to do something a little bit different here. He comes out of the pits. Probably, I don't know if he meant to do that. He merged up onto the racing surface, right in front of the leaders.
Caution's out.
And the caution is out.
Wow.
Right when I was talking about Ed, who was trying to do something different, I don't know what happened there. If he just... maybe got loose on the apron, maybe just carried a little too much speed, sent it up the track coming out of the pits. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
I'm not sure. I just got on him. He was around, but it was around just enough to where it brought out the caution. And this is really going to throw a little bit of a wrinkle, kind of that wrench, so to speak, into some of the game plans these guys had, because they just made pit stops on a green flag.
The wrench has been thrown, and of course, didn't take long at all for Flash to be back in the hunt here. He's on the outside in the second spot here. He's able to tuck back in line to avoid losing a spot to the cars on the inside. 42 of Parley now has to deal with the 18 of Hamlin Nation on his outside. And Parley gets into the wall. Into the wall off.
Flash looking for that lead underneath the...
To the inside of Elvin. Elvin fighting back. He's not going to make it so easy. Got a really good run off of 2. Is able to clear out right back in front of the 38. And hold on to the lead for a little bit while longer.
That's exactly what I was mentioning, Elvin. When that 38 got underneath of him, Elvin was able to move up into that middle groove, and it just kind of catapulted him down that backstretch and able to clear him kind of with ease because he had so much momentum. Was able to use that to his advantage and regain that lead. Very, very good move by Elvin there to get that lead back and fight back against that Flash.
And a massive hit into the barrier was that 42 of Parley. We lose a few spots trying to get them back now as he's on the inside of the 32 car, a guy we haven't really talked too much about. The 32 of Motorsports fan finds himself a little bit further up the running order here on this restart. And not able to make the pass. 32 fights back on the outside. Maybe the 42 kind of slid up there a little bit. And Motorsports gets onto the apron. You saw him catapult towards the middle groove into the wall off 2, and Parley's going to take the spot this time.
I tell you, I wonder if that caution helped one person in particular, and that's that 24 car Blackcross. Kind of just got up off got that wall there off of turn 4 and lost the momentum that he was kind of trying to build. But he's here kind of hanging out in the back here. I'm not sure if this is kind of strategy, might be a little bit strategy on his part, but
that dreaded glitch got him earlier as he's still trying to recover from that, but he, like you said, probably hanging back a little bit because it's one thing you really don't want to do is force the issue at a track like this, because with the way this track is, especially in the turns, you try to force it in there, you get the old-fashioned nose chopper, you get sent down to the apron. If you try to go a little too low, maybe you get a little bit of left front tire on the apron, you send it right up into the guy on your outside. So it's about picking and choosing your battles, and I think that's what the 24 is doing right now, is he's got the 8 car of Nomad, the Tame the Beast Chevrolet. He's looking to tame that beast and get around him for that position. As he's swings to the outside, and the 24 is going to get him this time.
And as they're doing battle back there, we just had a change of the lead as Flash was able to get around Elvin and take over the lead here from Elvin in that 51. So Showtime Flash to the point.
He's gapped himself a little bit, but 51 car still within striking distance. A couple other cars also throwing their hats in the ring. The 53 car of Loaderman, and he's towing It's Your Bro Chase right along with him. That 78 car up into 4th.
And so that 78 trying to set him up. That Loaderman, I wonder if that, I'm thinking that caution may have been very beneficial for him, because he's hanging right there in 3rd and not letting Elvin and Flash get away that we saw earlier in the race, as he's right there kind of in striking distance with Pro Chase now looking to the inside, not able to get the momentum, and they're going to be right there. So you got these top 4 right nose to tail almost. Loaderman having a great run here at Dover tonight.
He's holding off that 78 car, who is all over his back bumper through 1 and 2. That 53 car's been pretty fast. I've seen his looking at the leaderboard heading into this race, he was one of the names that I saw on the weekly board. He's been running some pretty fast lap times. So he's got a really fast piece here, hanging tough with these boys. As the 78 peeks to the inside a little bit, nothing much there as the 53 closes that door shut through 1 and 2. 78's going to regroup and try again here on the inside. Like I said, forcing the issue. See, that's his method of attack here, as he really tried to peek his nose into the inside. 53 having none of it.
53 just running his line, running a very good line. Unfortunately, it's almost the line that Bro Chase wants as well. And Bro Chase able to kind of look underneath, but not able to get that momentum that he needs. Loaderman making some adjustments, I think, in these pit stops. Really dialing that 53 car in, having a really good run. So far in third spot, with Bro Chase all over his bumper.
And both these cars fighting for the same piece of real estate. As speaking of adjustments, the 78's adjusting his lineup a little bit. He's trying to carry a little bit of speed through the middle, trying to build up some momentum onto the straightaway like he is right now. Back to the inside again into turn 1, gets the apron there a little too low, and that's going to catapult him up the racetrack. And he's going to have to regroup and try again here. A lot of speed in there that time. Looked like for sure if he had got the line right, he would have had the spot. 51 though. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you were saying, man, he had a good run. As soon as he clipped that apron, that was all she wrote, and I lost all momentum. As now the 51 has pulled right up on Flash, as they're kind of separating themselves a little bit from Loaderman and Bro Chase. Got a little bit of separation now in between the first two, and Bro Chase and Loaderman in third and fourth.
Light up that Carolina cooker, because he is cooking right now. Keeping in touch with that 38 car. Closed the gap there. Almost might have had a run there. Oh, Loaderman way up the racetrack. Chase on his inside.
Open the door, and the 78 is going to come right through it. Yep.
The 78 of Chase up to third. It seems like he's got a bit of a longer run car as on these restarts. His car hadn't been firing off so well, so I'm imagining he's trying to work on that the best he can. So he's really liking these long runs as his car is starting to march back forward here. As the 51, he's really right there in his hip pocket now through the middle of 1 and 2. Got really close to him that time. As Flash is running his line, Elvin's running his. They're pretty even right now.
I think Elvin's just being patient right now. I think he's just kind of riding. I think he's not going to push the issue. We're only in stage 2. I don't think he's going to push the issue. I mean, why push it right now? You can just ride. You know, just log some laps, just ride. You're in second. You got the leader right in striking distance. If Flash were to make a mistake, then, hooray. But other than that, I don't see Elvin needs to push the issue right now. He can just ride. He knows he's got a fast hot rod under that hood of his in that 51 car tonight. He knows it's fast.
These guys
he can take it anywhere he wants.
As we're getting close to the fuel window here, we're going to see another set of pit stops as we look through the rest of the running order. 42 of Parley in 5th, right behind him the 18 of Hamlin Nation a little bit further back. We got a little group of cars here running single file, the 12 of 19mm. In the 7th spot, Black Cross slowly marches his way back through the field. He's only up to 8th at the moment, as the number 2 car of MFF Kari right behind him in 9th. 24's peeling down now.
Yep. I was just about to say the 24 is coming down now, and also looks like
in.
53 Loaderman's coming in as well. So here comes pit stops. Eto and the 1 car looks like he's getting ready to drop down.
I think he came out. I saw him in a little bit earlier, so I think he's coming out now.
Yep.
And I think the 38's in now. Yep, as is the 42. 18 of Hamlin Nation, the 2 of Kari also coming in. Number 8 of Nomad stays out. 19mm also out there on the track. 32 of Motorsports. Chase is coming in this time by. He's coming in with the 51 of Elvin. He gains a lot of time on him on the pit entry.
And very interesting to see now that caution kind of throwing these throwing things around a little bit, because we were seeing that that Bro Chase was staying out longer than Elvin on green flag runs, but here he is now pitting with him. I guess he was maybe thinking that he was losing too much time and kind of coming towards the end of stage 2. Didn't want to necessarily lose it.
32
right
of
here
Motorsports fan also in. The 12 of 19mm also in as well. Nomad comes in now. 18 and 2 are coming out. There's the 24 already up to speed.
Showtime Plush back up to speed now as he came out of pit road and back down the front stretch.
Now here he is. See the 78, the 51 just coming out now. 38 already up to speed. He's gonna...
That's gonna put him to the point, isn't it?
Yep. Once this all cycles through right now, the leader is the number 8 car, Nomad, who stretched his window out the longest. So once the 38 comes back around, he will be the race leader. Now, I don't know if you're experiencing this now, it's a little bit off topic, but I'm cycling through the cameras and, like, once I cut to, like, one of the drivers, the engine noise cuts out.
Yes, I have had that a couple of times.
Okay, I'm not going crazy then. I wonder, is that a thing that happens, or is that, like, maybe part of the update might have broke that by chance? Who knows?
It's possible.
It's possible.
I did notice when I was trying to mess around when I finally got back on right before I got up in the booth here tonight that I ride in-car camera myself. I ride inside the car, and the engine noise was different being inside. So the update seemed to have, from my case, being inside the car, made the engine noise different on these traditional cars as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm noticing on some cars I'm riding on board, some of them I hear engine noise, some of them I don't. Does raise a bit of a concern towards the lobbies themselves as well, because the biggest skepticism I have with it is the connection, the rain delays that could be on the horizon, or the lag issues that we had a couple weeks ago at Kansas, which was very unprecedented, and we weren't the only ones to deal with it. Like I saw before you guys started your race at Sonoma for FRR, you guys had to restart that lobby, and the Dirt Derby, which they were preparing for in that race, that ended up getting rescheduled entirely because they were lagging non-stop.
Yeah, they postponed that from the main event, which really upset a lot of people. Some guys in FRR, because that was run on a Sunday night, and one of the points leader, Typical, chose to not run in the FRR race that night and run in that Dirt Derby, which ended up getting postponed. So he was out both races that night.
It made it a cakewalk for Favre, I know that.
Oh man, I tell you what, he made it. Yeah, he certainly made it a cakewalk at Sonoma. I was joking with him last week.
Battle for position here. Sorry to cut you off, but Chase really right there now, all over the bumper. The 51 off of 4, and that's the battle for second.
And that's the experience that Chase has here. He comes off at turn 2, not able to get it, but that's why Bro Chase wanted to pit with Elvin, so they were able to come out together and not have to make up any time trying to catch him down and run him down, as he's right there looking underneath of him in the front stretch.
51 swung a bit high off exit, as the 78 was a bit more tidy through 4. Was able to take advantage of that, and that's going to move him up to second now. Sets his sights on our race leader, Showtime Flash, who's got a lap car right in front of him, or soon to be lap car, and that is the 32 of Motorsports fan, who's lost quite a bit of ground during the cycle of pit stops. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he is currently running in 12th right now. as he is now in danger of going a lap down, if he isn't already. So we'll see what 32 does with the leader right in his mirror.
And I think we've got to be coming close to the end of stage 2. So if he does end up going one lap down, if he's not more, I'm not sure if there's any other cars lapped down or got caught a lap down with that caution that we had.
Yeah, it's
But,
nine to go this time.
9 to go. So if he's going to go a lap down, he'll just probably get it right back here and at the end of the stage.
And the 32 is not going to fight it. He's just going to get out of the way here. But meanwhile, the 78 of Chase,
He's coming.
down to less than half a second this time.
He's coming, boy. He is coming.
Cue the Jaws theme now. That 78, that black car, as the 38 gets out of the way, he is right there now. That 78 has come to life in the latter stretch of the second stage here.
Just you wait till the third stage, my friend. I watched them all summer last year, man, and some of these guys, and I can't wait till July 1st with that Independence Day bash at Kentucky, where all of these guys, all these heavy hitters from Phantom here, and all these leagues across the land, and FTR, FRR, Cobra, all these leagues across the land, all these heavy hitters, man, gonna be at one track at Kentucky come July 1st at that Independence Day bash. It's gonna be a blast. You can still get into that race if you want to. Anybody can get into it. It's only a $5 entry fee, and the 3-day qualifying period starts June 26th, so that's coming up. The $5 entry fee does have to be paid to be able to submit your qualifying time, and that entry fee does have to be paid by the 26th, or you will not be able to go in.
So on the topic of the bash here, as that's about a week away from now, so for anyone that's interested in maybe not running the race, but at least tuning in and watching, where can they go find it?
You can find it anywhere. I will have it on my stream at the Shady Acres Entertainment. You'll be in the booth as well. So anybody can watch it right here in the Phantom Racing League YouTube channel. I imagine you will be having the stream going and your broadcast here for this channel.
If I'm not racing, I might be broadcasting. We'll see. There's a chance I might be running it. Who knows? Because Eagles has been really pulling my arm. Like, look, man, you got to run it. And I've been working on my Kentucky car a little bit. Like.
Okay, well, you'll have to let me know. The 2 is around, Timmy.
The 2 car of MFF Kari parked alongside the inside wall. I don't know what happened there. And that Auto Trader Ford has auto parked it towards the end. I wonder if he hit the same spot that Black Cross did.
He's got it going back now. I think that it looked like it did, man. He was right there at the entrance of turn 1 to where he may have hit that glitch. I'm not sure.
Something might have happened to Chase. He's nowhere near the 38 now, so I think this is the last lap of the stage. Showtime Flash, the number 38 car, back out in front, or he further out in front than he was when the 78 was on his bumper there. Nothing to worry about now, and he is going to get the stage 2 win. Elvin Priest in the second spot. Yep. And
wow.
Yeah, It's Your Bro Chase slides back into third, Loaderman in fourth, Parley in fifth. Something happened to that 78 car, I'm not sure.
I wonder if he had to get out of it when that 2 car went around there. And they came around, all those leaders came around, and sometimes it's a dodging a bullet. And I wonder if Bro Chase, that's what happened when that 2 car of Kari got turned around there right in the entrance of turn 1, but we're going to be locked and loaded for a heck of a stage 3 here, Timmy, on the Phantom Racing League YouTube channel. Get your boxing gloves on, because we're going to have a heavyweight fight, boy. I'm telling you.
What's that Glenn Fry song, The Heat is On? Because the heat is on now. And talking about Motorsports Fan earlier, he does get the lucky dog, so he will be back on the lead lap, and that'll make 10 cars on the lead lap. So even though he was a lap down, he did at least get a point in the second stage. So, as we rack them back up here, 10 lead lap cars, Flash still your leader, Elvin in second, Chase in third, Loaderman fourth, 19mm now up in there in fifth, Parley, Hamlin Nation, Nomad, Black Cross. The green flag waves for one final go at it here at Dover.
Here we go, boy. This is what I wanted to see. We've got Bro Chase, Flash, Elvin, and Loaderman, 1, 2, 3, and 4, respectively,
And
here
things are
on the
getting-
start of stage 3.
Man, things are getting really interesting here through 3 and 4. They're as close as they've ever been all night. 18 on the bottom, the 2 cars shooting it way up the racetrack. The 53 was somewhere in the middle there. There was a lot going on, but I tell you what, I haven't seen anyone fire off on the outside as well as that 51 has. Like, he was able to clear that 38 like it was nothing.
I don't know what kind of gear package that he put in that 51, but boy,
It's working.
it's got a cannon on that jump, brother. It's just an absolute cannon. That little turn, squiggly off of turn 2, clip the wall there. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum and a little bit of time. Allow these guys going to start to catch back up to him, clipping that wall just a little bit.
At first I wondered if earlier when it was him and Chase, I assumed that Chase's car was struggling to fire off, but he did it with the 38, and it's just showing how good that 51 car is on that outside. As we look through the running order here.
Every restart, that 51 has just fired out like a cannon, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
As he is now out in front by half a second over Flash, Chase in third, Loaderman right behind him in fourth, 19mm up into the top 5 in that number 12 car. Hamlin Nation right behind him, got very squirrely off of turn number 2, was able to slide it off the wall there. But that was a very close call for that number 18 car.
And that happened right in front of the 24. Black Cross is riding in 7th and following him right now. He's kind of biding his time a little bit. He sees these guys up here trying to get racy a little bit. Almost kind of being very patient, Black Cross is. Not letting these guys get out of distance. Going to kind of keep them within reach a little bit. But not trying to push the issue. But we are in stage 3. And it's going to start to get go time here as these laps start kind of winding down. Green flag pit stops, penalties. Could throw another little bit of a monkey wrench into this whole thing. Who knows? We're going to see. But I'm telling you, it's going to come down to the end.
One thing about racing is always expect the unexpected. It's never over till it's over.
And especially when there's a glitch.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Chicagoland's next week, so good luck with that. That is like the bastard spawn of glitches everywhere.
Really? I have, knock on wood, I hope I didn't put the kiss of death into it, but anytime I've run there, I have not had that unluckiness, but who knows? We'll find out next week, but we've got a battle for the lead here, Timmy, as Flash has pulled right up on Elvin, right on his back bumper.
Both him and the 70, this whole pack, in fact, it's starting to get really close in this final stage as we watch that 38 car of Flash set his sights on our race leader right in his tire tracks, deciding what his next move is going to be. Probably just looking to stay in line at the moment, not push the issue a little too hard here, in the hopes that maybe the 51 slips up, makes a mistake, opens the door, whatever which way it'll be. But he's got the race car to stay right in touch with that leader.
I tell you one other guy who's really gotten better as this race has gone on, and that is 19mm, who's currently running in P5 right here in 5th place in his 12 car. He has gotten better and better as this race has gone on, and he is right in the hip pocket of Loaderman, who's right in there in 6th spot as they're chased right behind Pro Chase there. But 19mm, I've been kind of keeping an eye on him, another FRR guy, another good friend. Kind of been keeping an eye on him, and he's just quietly moved on up and gotten better and better as this race has gone on himself.
Looks like the 24 at Black Cross also closing in here on the 18. I was actually going to talk about the 12 here and talk about how this is a long race. There's a lot of opportunities to make adjustments, whether it's adjusting your line, adjusting your throttle points, or just adjusting your car on the pit stops, making it, whether it's too tight, just working on that sort of thing. It looks like that 12 car's been working on his car quite a bit, because I saw him earlier, he was in the grass heading into the pits. So he was a little bit further back, but we see him in this final stage, right in the thick of it. This is anyone's race now.
And Timmy, looks like we have our first car that's had to take it to the garage, and that is MFF Edo. In the one car looks like he has had an engine failure of some sort, and he has taken it behind the wall.
And that'll be Ed's first DNF of the season.
Man.
Very unfortunate. We're down to now 11 of these gladiators left in this race.
Heavyweights. Every single one of them heavyweights. Heavy hitters. Letterman now pulling up underneath the Bro Chase for third.
Yes, he is, to the inside. Keeping those tires in that rubber. And the 42 hard into the wall off of turn 2. He had a massive impact.
I saw that too. I saw that too as I had the camera on Bro Chase with Loaderman right there, and saw that 42 really come off of the corner and smack that wall. That might give him damage as hard as he hit that wall on that 42 and give him damage.
It looks like the 78 was able to hold on to the third spot. Meanwhile, the 51's starting to gap the 38 just a little bit here. Let's see, who else can we talk about here? Guys struggling a little bit here. The 8 of Nomad marred a little further back in the running order, as is the 2 of Kari. Now, saw him sideways. I think he might be a lap down. As a result of that, there's the 32 of Motorsports, who had a bit of an issue off of 2.
Yeah, and this track, you know, it's like I said, man, this is one of the toughest tracks, believe it or not, on the circuit.
It very much is. It's very difficult.
It's very, very tricky. Very tricky. You kind of go down, you know, a little bit of a hill going into the corner, and then you got to come up that hill coming out of the corner. It's very, very tricky. You can get really loose, really quick, and the car changes on you as the race goes on. It can get loose on you as the race goes on, and it can get tight on you as the race goes on. It depends on your setup. So these guys, and we've seen it kind of, you know, with 9mm, as he's made adjustments to make that car better. Just as you can make car adjustments to make it better, you can make adjustments and almost go the wrong direction and actually make it worse. Just because the track changes as the race goes on here at Dover. Very, very tricky. Very tricky.
As we talk about drivers that are making their cars better throughout the race, we might have, wonder if it's the opposite for the 42, because we saw him. He was up in the mix in the first stage, was running up in the podium places, was still up near the top 5 in the second stage. And here we see him struggling here in this home stretch.
And you know what? I can't help but wonder, Timmy.
Oh,
you know, last week you had. Oh yeah, the 42 is coming in. I can't help but wonder. Last week you had Favre up here in the booth, and he was giving hints to being out on this track here in Phantom. Wouldn't it be something if Favre and Mike Ross, Mike RPM were in this race too, just to throw another wrinkle into it?
And do you realize what you're doing? I've been pulling Elvin's arm for weeks to get Favre in the race, man. Because having him in this class of heavyweights, man, it would be very, very exciting. As the excitement on the track right now is anticipating cars coming into pit, as the 51 of Elvin, the 18 had a very good entry with the 12 of 19mm. I think the 18 actually got ahead of him at some point. So hopefully the 18 didn't get in there a little too fast and get a speeding penalty. So if that stands, this could be a good gain for the 18 car as cars are making their pit stops here. The 38 and the 78 still out on the racetrack.
They go around now, and I wonder if these guys are pit at the perfect time, you know, getting that short pit to where they can make up that time to where everything stretches out and comes back around, and they can really, really make up some time. If you pit, you know, on that perfect timing and the perfect lap at the perfect time, like these guys might have just done, you can really make up so much time on guys that are in front of you. And I think that's what these guys are doing, especially Elvin in particular, trying to get any kind of advantage that he can on these guys that have been up in the front, like Flash and Bro Chase, man. He's going for this win, and he's going to do everything he can to try to get this win, man.
As Flash and that number 38 took it all the way to where the fuel would let him as he comes into pit. We saw the 24 of Black Cross still out there, the 78 of Chase still out there. 18 and 12, we saw him in the pits earlier. They're both back up to speed. We'll see where they cycle out.
And you're kind of seeing groups of guys, you know. You saw, you know, here we see Loaderman and Flash pitting together at the same time. You know, you had Elvin and the 18 of Hamlin Nation and the 12 of 19mm all come in at the same time. Guys are kind of pitting together on some certain cycles, so I don't know if there's some deals that have kind of been made, or guys are just using it as Bro Chase now, kind of singling himself out. He's not pitting with anybody. He's pitting by himself. He said, I don't need to pit with nobody.
Going along to the beat of my own drum as the 78 is one of the last cars to pit under this cycle. The third place car, looking at Flash's stream, the 24 Black Cross, I'm assuming he actually will be the last car to pit since he is looking to stretch his window as far as he can here. And it looks like, actually, I'm looking at Flash's stream. I thought I saw the one car back out on the racetrack. And I went back to the one car. I still see him in the pits. 78 in his pit stall. Huh.
Yeah, the one in the pit stall. And I've had that a couple times before where, I've had somebody in the pits on my screen, but, whoever, so I have somebody in the booth with me, and they're out on the track racing.
All right,
these lobbies are weird.
Ed is still in this race. I'm just not seeing him.
Neither of us are. I have him in the garage.
Well, I don't see his dot in the pits on Flash's radar. I don't see a single dot in the pits right now, so... And let me look. I'm gonna look back here just to make sure, but I know damn well I saw that one car in that shot when I was looking. So, we'll check back in on that. Meanwhile, we got a big group of cars here through 1 and 2. Led by Loaderman, 1-9 in Hamlin, side by side, big contact off of 2!
Oh, he goes around.
And they're still going around here.
Caution's out.
And the caution is out. The 12 on the inside of the 18 washed it up. Both of them got up against each other. And that might have triggered a... I missed it, but it looked like it triggered a pretty big wreck.
It looked like the 24, maybe a Black Cross, got kind of the worst of that. I think he got caught up into that as well in that 24.
As we are now under caution for incident for the second time tonight.
And of course, another caution happens right after a round of green flag pit stops.
Looks like the order doesn't really change a whole lot up in the front. It is still Elvin, the control car, with Flash on his outside, followed by Loaderman. Hamlin Nation now up to 4th. And then Black Cross in the top 5. Looks like he got off fairly well there on that incident. Green flag once again.
So Bro Chase, I think, was the biggest loser in that whole cycle, as he was the last one to make his pit stop and stayed out the longest. And unfortunately, that caution came out as he was coming back around.
He was trying to hold off that 24 on the outside, and he was able to do so there. It was getting a little bit close. A little too close for comfort, but he's able to hold him off and go for a little more here, as he is a little bit of quarter panel contact there and a little bit of door contact off of 4. The 18 gets put in the wall again, this time by Chase, as they're all trying to avoid him here.
Almost went 3 wide there with a 24. Blackcross putting the floor hammer down in that 24 car, as we got another battle for the lead. Flash underneath of 51 of Elvin, coming off of turn 4 in the straightaway.
Oh, big contact!
No contact made! Loaderman gonna try to take advantage.
And he's way up the racetrack, and I think the caution's out again.
Caution's out.
While that was going on, there was a lot of action going on at the back as well. And it's the 8 car.
Nomad. That's what brought out the caution.
Massive off for the number 8 of Nomad. And it looks like this will be a manual. This will be a manual caution, as we see the cars come into the pits this time by.
How many manual cautions have you had so far this season? I don't remember seeing a one.
It's been pretty minimal. We've had a couple, but it's not really too many. Usually, okay. I think the relaxed cautions have been pretty good to us this year. So
yeah.
But even combining them, races have been pretty clean for the most part.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Especially with these guys and how experienced, and like I said, coming in, man, these are all veterans. These guys aren't rookies. Not by any stretch. These guys are seasoned veterans. This is not their first rodeo. So they know how to race. They know how to get around each other. They know how to race with one another. And, I mean, we're just seeing, absolute, what I've seen all season long here at Phantom Racing League is just outstanding door-to-door, bare-knuckle brawl, heavyweight title type fight of racing, and it's no different here tonight at Dover. And as we coming off, and we're starting to see, we're starting to see guys really go for it now, as we're starting to wind down here. In stage 3, it is go time. So it's kind of going to start to show what you got here a little bit.
Interesting thing, the 51 did beat the 38 off of pit road, but he is lined up on the outside of him for this restart. As they get through the restart zone, the green flag waves here, and the 51's going to actually, not quite yet, I think they're going to wave this one off. I think they're waiting for somebody here.
And I'm not surprised at Elvin choosing his top line. That we've seen all race long how he has just shot out of like a cannon on these on the top on these restarts. So I'm not surprised to see him choose that outside groove, that top line on this restart here, as he's been so good and so strong on these restarts on that top line. I will not be surprised if he clears this 38 coming around 2, coming down the backstretch, as good as he's been.
They were waiting on somebody to catch back up with the pack, and on this screen I couldn't quite see who it was, so it probably was the ghost of Ed that they were waiting on, as they honor his memory here tonight. That 51 with a great jump on the outside of the 38. Chase also right behind him.
There he goes.
Elvin with all the clean air in the world, the 78 trying to clear the 38 on the outside, couldn't quite do it, as there was hardly any room for him to breathe. Gets a little bit into the wall on the outside, but doesn't lose too much speed as a result. Still trying to clear him on the outside. As Flash trying to get around the 78 to Chase. There's a little bit of contact between the 32 and the 53 further back. 18 of Hamlin Nation looking to hold on for a top 5 spot here. As we got about 36 laps to go here.
Coming off that corner, turn 4. Almost got into the wall.
Ooh, 1-9 gets up on the apron a little bit, shoots back up the racetrack. Elvin, we saw him out front throughout most of this race. Now he's getting the pressure from that black car, that number 78 of It's Your Bro Chase. Let's see if he has anything for him here. These guys still have to pit one more time. Flash.
Ooh.
Wasting
Bro
no time
Chase.
getting all over that bumper.
Bro Chase clipped the apron just a little bit there in turn 1 and 2. Was able to allow that 38 to really pull up on him and just give lose a little bit of ground. Not too much to that 51, but just a little bit as he clipped that apron and kind of has to reset to make another go at that 51 of Elvin.
So we look at the running order so far. We see the top 3. It's pretty much the same suspects we have seen throughout most of the race here. It's Your Bro Chase. High expectations for him heading into this event. Had a bit of a slow start, but we see him towards the end here. The cream rise to the top at 78. Right in the middle of it, of course, the 51 car having a lightning fast race car. Out in front, Showtime Flash. But we got another guy throwing his hat in the ring, that number 18 of Hamlin Nation. He's losing a little bit of ground this time, but we saw him keep in touch with these leaders there. And there's a possibility that he could be the surprise here.
I wouldn't count out that 53 either of Loaderman. I wouldn't count him out either. He's hanging back there and looks like 5th position. A little further back, but don't count him out as we got Chase now looking under the 51 for the lead.
Through turn 2 on the inside. And Chase is going to clear the 51. He's going to bring Showtime Flash with him. Elvin strung out on the outside. Not a whole lot he could really do except tuck back in line and insert It's Your Bro Chase as your race leader.
And Elvin, that's exactly what he got. He opened the door just a little bit. Bro Chase got underneath of him. Flash was able to follow him right underneath. Nothing that Elvin could do except wait for those 2 guys to clear, drop back in line, and he'll be able to make a run. But now, I'm wondering if that 51 might be in a catbird seat. But like you said, Timmy, we've got a pit stop to go, and that's where the strategy could really play in. Especially a possible black flag or penalty. Getting on the pit road is very, very tricky here. But we see these top 3 guys nose to tail with a pit stop in the near future.
And this is a very key pit stop that could make or break your race. So they gotta do everything they can, do the best they can on entry. Hope the pit crews are living up to the hype, and also the exit as well. Gotta go with the whole package. As this top 3 is starting to break away from the 18 car. And the 53 starting to reel him in here. See Black Cross in the 24 up to 6th.
These guys look like they're running kind of in single file, trying to... They know that if they were to get side by side, they're just going to keep on losing ground. A lot of these guys, I think, being patient right now also, waiting for that last pit stop to come around and make any final adjustments that they can, and then go for what you can get.
And this pack has caught the 18. Motorman tried to peek to the inside. 18 said, I don't think so.
I don't know if that 18 is going to have a choice. He shut the door on the 53.
Looked like he got a bit out of shape,
Contact made 18
though.
on the inside.
Yeah, he got way out of shape trying to fend off the 53. The 2's into the wall off of 4. And
The 2 got wicked loose coming off of turn 4 into the inside. But yeah, that 18 went down to throw the block on Loaderman. As he did that, it looked like it broke him loose a little bit. Loaderman went back to the top, and the 18 of Hamlin Nation caught the apron as he went into 3, and once those tires caught the apron, he was pretty much done for. Had to get out of the throttle, because if he didn't go out of the throttle, he's going to get turned around. So he had no choice to get out of the throttle and lose a little bit of ground.
And
these guys are really going at it here.
it's a tough break for the 18 car. Looking to break through here this weekend and score his first top 5 of the season, as he had a bit of a rough start so far in the year, as he finds himself a little further back now. Meanwhile, still
I think
Chase.
You see this second group here of Loaderman in 4th, Black Cross in 5th, 19mm in 6th, and Parlay in 7th. These guys kind of running nose to tail, especially Black Cross and Loaderman. They are tucked nose to tail to try to catch those top 3 guys. Loaderman down to the inside. Is he coming in the pits?
He's coming in the pit.
He's coming in.
It looked like the 24 might have gotten the wall, but with what happened to the 18, they lost so much ground to our top 3 runners. So it's really a race amongst themselves as they try to get as much points as they can, get the best finishing position that they can. As the 53 is in, looks like he might be the only one in. Nomad, Car's a little further back in the running order, pitting early.
The 18 of Hamlin Nation just came off a pit road, so he has just completed his pit stop.
About 18 laps to go. Flash with about 5 laps of fuel left in the tank, so he's got a little bit of wiggle room to decide at what point does he want to take it all the way, or maybe you want to try to undercut the 78 a little bit.
Me personally, I'm trying to undercut that 78 a bit. If it's me, I'm going to do anything I can to try to get an advantage over that 78. I do not want to pit with that 78. No way. If I'm sitting in 2nd and 3rd, where Flash and Elvin are, I'm going to try to time it where I can time it just perfect and pit 1 lap before Bro Chase, if he can time it right, but I definitely don't want to come in the same lap.
And this is something that Elvin doesn't want to see, those top 2 cars getting a little bit smaller and smaller in his point of view, as he's starting to lose touch. So this pit stop is going to be very important for him if he wants any shot at staying alive in the fight for victory. As we reach the closing laps here, Flash, Chase are both coming in. Elvin's going to stay out.
Oh, the 38 and the 78 got into each other coming on the pit road.
They did, and now they're going to enter side by side. They're all over each other. It seems like they're still making contact.
Where have I seen this before?
There's a little bit of drama on pit road as they're still beating and banging side by side. They are very unhappy with each other. And the 51's coming in here.
Yeah, I don't think he's, I don't think Bro Chase was yelling out the window, thanking him for his mother's cookies.
Meanwhile, the 24's coming out of the pits here.
And here comes Elvin.
32's out.
51's down now. So this is going to be interesting as Elvin is pulling into his pits. Bro Chase and Flash had just pulled off a pit road. So this is going to be interesting as they come around. How this is going to entail. I think that may have gone against Elvin as he is coming out now, and they just went around him.
He was already behind them beforehand,
yeah,
so having to pit a lap later really didn't help.
No, he lost a lot of time. He's pretty far back there now.
And now Chase towards Loaderman here in the 53 car. Wonder where Loderman is scored at the moment for him to be up there.
Yeah, we got guys.
Loderman is
all
actually in
kinds of-
second. Loderman's second right now. He's gonna lose second to Flash here. I wonder if that 53 might have taken 2 tires on that pit stop.
It's a possibility. It's worth rolling the dice and throwing a risk. High risk, high reward.
He's got a bit of a gap between him and that 51 car with about 11 laps to go. So we'll see if he can hang on to a podium spot. The 8 car's coming in the 42 up all the way up against the outside wall there.
42 got up into the wall.
The 8's actually
he
down
had
on the
help.
apron. That wasn't him pitting. He might have had an issue.
And the 8 has had an issue here in stage 3, as he's had a couple of issues all night long. He's had
And he's out.
kind of a rough night.
And looks like a mechanical failure as he was off the pace on the front stretch, and he's going to bring it into the garage and call it a night. MFF Nomad, also his first DNF of the season, assuming he did DNF and he's not ghosted like Ed possibly is, because apparently Ed might still be out there.
It's possible. I think
But
you're
it-
right on that. I think he's
But
out there.
Nomad, I'm looking, it looks like he is actually out of the race.
So is the 78 back to the point?
Yes, he is.
So it's going to be 78 your leader, and
And
then
he's-
a 38 a Flash in second.
Not only that, he's got a gap on him too.
And a pretty big one at that. And then Elvin there in third, and Loderman in fourth.
Yeah,
and
it did-
there's space.
Didn't take long for Elvin to catch that 53 car and get around him.
now.
So now Loderman's job is just to hang on. Hang on, this thing is almost over. And surprisingly, with how Loderman has ran so far this season, he does not have a single top 5 this year, which is very surprising. Because we know how
Really?
fast that fit. Yeah, it's very surprising. He's had the pace
Wow.
to run up front. He's led laps, but just hasn't had the finishes to represent those good runs. And it looks like, with how spread out things are, he could get his first top 5 for the season as 19mm as well, assuming he's running where I think he's running. So
Yeah,
a
if
good
he's
run
running
for the
P5.
12 car. It'll be his first top 5 of the season as well if things go according to plan here. And it
And
looks
then
like
Black
we have
Cross in 6.
4 to go.
4 laps to go. And Showtime Flash trying to reel in that 78, but I think it'll be all a little too late. Little too little, little too late. I think Pro Chase got it on cruise control now.
As we have not a whole lot happening in the closing laps here. Everyone's just trying to bring it home as we got 2 laps to go. And what a run it has been for It's Your Bro Chase in his debut race in the Phantom Racing League, getting back into NASCAR Heat 5 racing. We saw him at the start, had a bit of a rough go. His car looked like it was struggling to fire off. And he's got it back going, finds himself up in the front when it counts. White flag waves, 1 more lap to go. Not a single chance of that 38 of Flash. He is well off into the distance here. The 78 doesn't have to worry there, but welcome to the Phantom Racing League. It's your bro Chase in his first career win. Chase comes out victorious here at Dover. What a run it has been. Flash will take the second spot. Elvin in third. Loderman and 19mm both finished 4th and 5th. Their first top 5s of the season. No Black Cross. Might have got around him.
Really?
I might have jinxed him. I was looking at the the stream, I didn't see the battle. It looks like the 18's off on the apron here. Something might have happened to the 18 car.
Oh man.
I guess things weren't so orderly as I thought they were heading to the finish.
That 18 had trouble in all through stage 3 as well. Congratulations to Bro Chase pulling out the victory. He just wins wherever he goes, man.
And this is
What a race.
exactly what the rest of the competition had feared. The moment he arrived on the scene, they knew he would be an instant threat. Might not have looked as flashy and as dominant as people would probably think, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. It don't matter how many laps you lead as long as you lead that last one.
And he knows how to do it, and he certainly has, man. Fastest lap and all.
22.322. It's quicker than anything
Man,
I've ever ran here. Goodness.
It's insane how these guys get around, how fast they get around this track, man.
I'm gonna step out
Man,
for
that
a
was...
quick moment here as we get our top 3 finishers into the booth with us. I will be right back.
There they are.
And we are back for post-race coverage of the Phantom Racing League at the Monster Mile at Dover. Had about a lot that was going on in that race. So let's get started here. Let's go to our 3rd place finisher here, which I believe is Elvin Priest. Number 51 car. Looked really good early on. Looked like might have had the car to beat. What happened?
The car was very fast on the short run. It just took right off, and you know, these guys reeled me back in like I'm some largemouth bass. But yeah, that's basically what happened. I didn't have anything for them on the long run.
Shady, you got anything for him?
Elvin, man, you had a heck of a run, brother. A heck of a run, man. You talking to you earlier this week. You said you had a car that you really, really liked here, man, and it really showed off. I don't know what kind of gear package you had, but you would fire off like a cannon on those restarts, dude. Like, I mean, out of a freaking cannon. I mean, top 3. I mean, give me your give me your rundown on your race with coming into the 3rd. I don't know. Is this your best finish of the season so far? Right?
Yeah, you know, I kept my top 5 streak going, and you know, I think I got back-to-back top 5s, and then I got 4th last week, and now 3rd. I just wonder what's next for Chicago.
Just gotta keep climbing up. Like, I've been calling you Mr. Consistent this season. You've been running top 5 just about everywhere we go, and you're just inching yourself closer and closer to those wins, and you keep that trend up, they'll be there. And like Shady said, like, I was very impressed at how well that car was able to fire off, especially on the outside, because that was very, because once you're on that outside of a track like Dover, you're pretty much stranded, like lost at sea. But you were able to keep that thing wound up, keep it in the gas, and were able to clear whoever was on your inside. It was very, very impressive to see. So, good finish for the number 51 here as we turn to our runner-up finisher here. And that is Showtime Flash 9, that number 38, coming up in that second spot. Saw you in that first stage. First stage got that speeding penalty, but wasted no time finding yourself back up in the mix there. So walk me through your race, as it seemed like it was very up and down.
Yeah. Car was really fast. I don't think I could have changed anything without overhauling it to try to match the speed at the end of the 78. But yeah, started up front, got a really good start. It was just Elvin kind of got out there, but we were able to run him down and make a good pass for the lead. And just a bonehead move on my part. Just forgot how quickly that line came up. Got on the apron very well and touched the gas pedal again, and next thing I knew, the line was right there. So it was kind of an oh crap moment, but set us up for the rest of the race, and rest of the race was pretty good for us, so I'm happy.
Shady?
Hey, Flash, man.
Buddy.
It don't matter what booth it's in, man. You always find yourself up here, man. Congratulations, brother, getting in second place, man. I gotta ask, man, in that stage 3, when you got Chase, yourself, and Elvin there, tucked nose to tail, coming to that last pit stop, what was kind of your strategy there? Did you want to pit at the same time as them, or were you trying to maybe time it to pit a lap or two early? What was kind of your strategy kind of going there? Because did you want to kind of try to come out with Chase or with Chase? What was kind of your strategy there? I'm kind of curious to know what was kind of going through your mind coming towards that last pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping the last stage would go green the whole way. It seemed like a lot of guys couldn't hold on to their fuel as well as Chase and I could. So, I mean, it might have been 1-2 regardless with us, but I felt like I had a slightly better chance to maybe stay ahead of him had it worked out that way. But I had a couple different options I was thinking about. When we went green to start, I was hoping, if we went green and I had to pit with about 10 to go, I was really debating on going no tires and just getting enough gas to get to the end. Probably could have gave me a 10 to 13 second lead somewhere in there, and I would just have to drive my butt off to stay ahead of them. But we had to pit with 13 to go, and I didn't think there was any chance I would be able to stay ahead with those 2 or 3 extra laps. So, I mean, ideally, I was going to try to maybe pass Chase just so I would have the better track position when we came to pit road. But I couldn't really get a run on him getting off the corner. He got it rotated really well, and then those last 5 laps I started getting a little bit loose, and his car was starting to come to him. So I thought I gave him a speeding penalty, which I was feeling really awful about, but he got to his pit box and everything was fine, and I think he had like a half a second faster pit stop than I did. I had like a low 16 and kind of lost contact with him on pit exit, and then once he had the draft broken, he had the car I thought he had after that point. I think Dover, he won't admit it, but I think Dover's one of his best tracks. So I knew what I was in for before the start of the race, and he proved it. I was just hoping, this 38 car would end up on top somehow, but not quite. Had a great run. I feel bad because Mike had his issues with the game, with him being the point leader, but I won't be here next week just due to traveling to go see my dad. So I won't be here, so he'll probably get the points back on me, but he's just got to worry about Elvin now. So, but yeah, great run. Thanks, guys, for collabing in the booth. Can't wait to watch it back, and we'll be back in a couple weeks, try to get another win.
Thank you for giving us something to talk about.
Yeah,
very
hopefully
exciting.
we'll get those penalties out of the way, and I'll make sure Chase oversleeps a couple races in the future. We have a better shot, but congrats to him. It's good to be racing with him again, and looking forward to a lot of battles throughout the rest of the season.
Well, there you have it for our runner-up finisher looking to get the points lead back from Mike, who was unable to make it tonight. As we get to the man of the hour, our race winner in his debut race of the season, it's your bro Chase. Welcome to the league. Welcome to Victory Lane. How does it feel?
Thank you, buddy. It feels really good to be back racing. People I know, and especially being Victory Lane first weekend back out, getting ready for this Independence Day Bash. It was a great race, I thought. I don't know, what y'all think?
I thought it was pretty good.
It was a hell of a race.
It was
a hell of a race.
Yeah.
Man.
I will say though, I do got a question to ask with at the start of the race, or like towards like the first half, it seemed like the car just wasn't quite there in the moment, didn't quite have the speed that it did towards the end. Was that something that you had to like work on, adjust on throughout the race, or were you just kind of like taking it easy, just let the track come to you and just wait for the right time to pounce?
I was taking it easy, but I wasn't taking it that easy. I was really good the last 10 laps into a run. The first 15 to 20, it wouldn't go. It would go, but it just wasn't up to par how I wanted it to. And I made a lot of adjustments on pit road, and got it significantly better the first 15. And it's kind of stayed right there the last 15, the last 10 or so laps with me. So, yeah.
Chase, man, it's Shady, brother. Congratulations, brother. How you been, man?
What's up, man? I've been good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, dude, I've been kicking it, man. It's been such a pleasure, man. First time I got to see your race in a long time, and last time we were in the same race, and I was in a booth. You took home a championship at Valor last summer, man. Was there, real quick? I mean, was there a little bit of rust tonight coming into the race? Not racing so long. Was there a little bit of a rust back in your first race back?
I had practiced a little bit last week, for Kentucky, whatever. I kind of got the rust off then or whatever. Yeah, I would say whenever I was practicing for Kentucky, it was a little rust, but not tonight. I don't think. I got about 30 laps into the second stage. I was like, oh my god, we still got half more race to go. We ain't even close to being done. But no, I don't think I knocked nothing off tonight. It was different getting out there a lot of cars. Definitely by yourself in test session. Get back used to that. I'm gonna race here a little bit online here for the next week or so. Get back used to cars, running side by side, all that good stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't say too much, but it was a little bit definitely when I first got on last week.
Man, I'm absolutely thrilled you coming back and being a part of this league here in Phantom, man, and really looking forward to seeing you, hopefully through this summer, like I was able to see you last summer, man, and definitely a huge fan of yours. You already know that, brother.
Yes, sir.
You already know that. They were asking me all over. They say, who's going to be your pick for the Bash? Who's going to be your pick for the Bash? Is it going to be Clashton? I said, no. I said, it's going to be Chase. He's the champ. He's the champ. I said until somebody beats my boy Chase, he's gonna be the pick. He's gonna be the one. And here you are, man, in your first race back, man, picking up the win here. I'm looking forward to seeing you the rest of the summer here at Phantom, man. Congratulations. Welcome back. I'm excited to see it. I'm glad you're back. I'm excited for it. I love you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I'm excited to be back. Who knows? Hopefully, we can be on the top step of the podium next Saturday. That's when it all matters, right? So might do that.
When there's a big money bag right in front of you to chase, it's definitely a heavy motivator for everyone. And
it is, but it's always good being on the podium.
That's true.
In Phantom, my first week here. First week back racing, off to a good start. Let's keep the momentum going. Hopefully, we'll be good next weekend. Where we race that next weekend? Chicago.
We are racing at Chicagoland next week.
Car should be good there. And Flash, he'll tell y'all Dover's one of my best tracks. I'm not that great at Dover. He can lie to y'all he wants to. I'm just not that great at Dover. He's better than I am.
I'm a good liar though, so.
Alright, well, while y'all two go back and forth as to whether or not you're good at Dover or not, I actually do kind of want to bring up the bash, because that's been a very hot topic amongst the entire NASCAR heat community. There's a lot of heavy hitters, and even drivers like yourself that haven't been on the game in who knows how long that are coming out of the woodworks to run this race. So what's the expectation heading into that next Saturday? Yep. It's right there.
That's all he does, man. That's all he does is win, bro. Man, that's all he does, man. And don't forget, you guys, the 3-day qualifying period starts on the 26th at 8 a.m. I think everybody's already got their entry fee in, but those who have not got the entry fee in must be paid before the 26th, or you will not be able to submit your qualifying and be able to race. So do that. The 3-day qualifying will start on the 26th, and all you got to do is message Billy Holcomb, Big Rig, or myself your qualifying times, and get these cars ready for. Like I called it right now, I said it last week. I'm not changing it. Chase, you're my pick, brother. I'm gonna be in that booth. I don't know, my boy Timmy here. He's I don't know, going to race or going to be in the broadcast booth, but I'm going to be in the booth one way or the other, and I'm going to be watching and having a blast. Man, congratulations on the win tonight. I'm going to see y'all boys next week or next. Who the hell knows? I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be a fan. I'm a big fan of all y'all. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having me tonight, guys.
It's been a pleasure having you here, and I think that'll be all the questions that I got, unless actually this one can be an open-ended question, since let's back into the topic of the league here. Heading into Chicagoland next week, a mile-and-a-half track. What's going to be the approach heading into that race? And anyone can chime in.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Hey, I just know. I know I got something there, so I'm just gonna, keep it low. I'm not a big talker.
I see. You don't want to reveal your secrets, huh?
I gotta worry about Chase now. So
I can tell you what the approach will be, and it's been the approach that I've seen all season so far here at Phantom, and it's balls to the walls or nothing at all. That's all I got to say about it.
Yes, sir. And I think that'll about wrap it up for us here tonight here at Dover. Unless you got one more thing to say? Go ahead and say it.
Everybody that sees this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for some more good racing.
Okay, that's my job. All right, you stick to the driving, okay? Trying to steal my damn line. Okay. All right, so that about wraps it up here. Make sure to leave a like on. But yeah, what he said. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell next to it so you don't miss a race. We race every Thursday night at 9:05 Eastern Time, and next week, like I said, we will be at Chicagoland Speedway. Once again, I would like to thank Shady for being in the booth with me here this week. It has been absolute fun. I had a blast calling the race with you tonight, and I'm looking forward to doing this again sometime.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun, man. You've done a great job all year. And we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have a conversation about some more guest appearances because Mike Pross wasn't here. Shovelhead wasn't here. I only got to see, it's almost like, I only, I'm missing a piece of my soul a little bit, not seeing everybody here. So we're going to have to do some talking and maybe do some more guest appearances. I had a blast with you up here tonight, Timmy. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and hopefully both Mike and Shovel can make it back into Chicago next week. It's a big surprise and unfortunate that neither one of them were able to make it tonight. With all that's gone. I don't know what happened to Shovel, but I know Mike's been having technical issues with the game since the update came out, as he's not the only one to deal with that issue, since it literally came out the day of today's race, which was interesting for that to come out. And but yeah, that'll about wrap it up for us here tonight. Once again, leave a like and subscribe and all that fun stuff that every YouTuber likes to tell their audience to do. And we will see you next time. This is the Phantom Racing League, and yep. We are out.